Hello and welcome to another HTML5 tutorial by Wizard Tutorial. My name is Tom, and today we're going to talk about HTML5 head tags. Now, head tags are optional, but I like to say that they aren't because they provide a lot of required information to the browser and search engines. So they provide styling and information, links to other required documents for the browser, and for the search engine it provides a lot of information like the title or description, keywords, so on. So with that being said, I don't know why you would leave the head tag out. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I'm going to write an HTML document here. So we'll start off with the doc type. Gotta do it right every time, right? So there's our doc type. We're using HTML5, so HTML is the doc type. Alright. Next thing I want to do is a head tag. Now, the head tag doesn't really display any information to the user. It does display one thing, but we'll discuss that in a second. Let's just finish off our HTML document here. We'll do body. Close outer body. Oh, I forgot HTML. So we do need HTML, and we need a language so search engines and browsers know what kind of language we're using. So we do EN US for English US, and we'll close out the HTML tag down here. Alright, so we're not going to put anything in the body today, but it's always good to write your documents proper every time, so we'll just leave that alone for now. Let's go to the head tag. Now, the head tag, like I said, only displays one thing to the user, and we can start off with that, and that's the title tag. Title, and we're going to call it HTML5 head tag tutorial, and close it out. Alright, so the title here, it's just two things. Provides the title to the tab of your website browser. Also provides the title to a search on search engines like Google or Bing. Alright, so let me just save my document here, and I'll bring up my browser here so you can see the title tag. Just waiting for it to load. If you look right here, we wrote HTML head tag tutorial. Alright, there's our title. This is the only thing the head section will display to the user. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep going here. Like I said, when you look at Google, for instance, the title of your website or web page comes from this section of title here. Alright. Next thing we want to set is the character encoding, which says, hey, my website's written like this. Alright, if you're in the US or English, or you're not using anything crazy, just stay with UTF /E, hyphen E, I should say. So let's go ahead and do meta char set equal to, and we're just going to do UTF. Alright, so this just tells the browser, hey, this is the code it's written in. It's a character encoding. If you visit our website, wizardtutorial.com, we have a link on there to all the char set values. Take a look at it if you're looking for something different. Alright, now the next thing in the head section we can do, we can link to our resources, link to important documents that are not contained in this document. So we do link, we'll do rel equals, and rel says what kind of document is this. We're going to say style sheet. So this is where we put our CSS style sheets, and then we give it an href to say, hey, this is where it's at, and we'll do style.css. Now we'll close out the link. So like I said, the link tag links to very important documents that we need to make this web page or website function. So we got a link, and it's rel. Rel says what kind of relationship is it? It's a style sheet. Alright, and the href is the link to where that is, where the document's at. Alright, so in this case, it's in the same directory as this web page that we're building right now. How about if it's not in the same web directory, I should say. Do another style sheet. And href. Now, in this case, it's somewhere different. So we'll do wizardtutorial.com includes, let's do mobile.css, and we'll close that out. So now, since it's not in the same directory as this web page that we're building right here, it has to go somewhere else. So it's going to go, we're going to do link, this relationship is a style sheet, to this document here, and the link goes to wizardtutorial.com that includes directory, and then we're looking for mobile CSS, so we'll pull it from there. Alright. And we can also add scripts. So say we had a JavaScript that we wanted to run on our site here. We'll call it cool.js, because some JS stuff is pretty cool. And we'll close out the script. Alright, so that's how we would include a JavaScript from a different source. So the source is cool.js, cool.js, and it's located in the same directory as this web page. And if it's not, we do the same thing as up here. We would take this, or instead of href, we do source, and we take this. Alright. We can also do style. Alright, so we can put our CSS styles in here. We can do basically, so we can style p tag, which is paragraph tag, and we could say color red. Alright, so we save that, and we can go down to our body here and put in a p tag. So we'll do p, this is a p tag. We haven't discussed these yet, we'll discuss these shortly. We'll save that, and we'll bring up our browser one more time to show you the paragraphs in red. And I close it like I wasn't thinking that we're going to need this anymore, but here it is. P tag is in red, so we styled it. Pretty cool, right? I won't close this again just in case we need to do this again. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to add some meta information. Now this is for search engines, and this is what I think is really important. What's the point of having a website if search engines can't properly index it and drive traffic to your website? So we'll do meta name. So name's going to say what kind of metadata it is. We're going to do description. Alright. And we'll do content. So the content holds whatever we need to put in for the description here. I'm going to say this is a HTML5 tutorial. So this is what Google or Bing's going to read and say, alright, this is the description of the website. Alright, so meta, name, description, content. Alright, so most meta tags go like this: meta, name, content, except for char set up here. There's a couple that don't go like this, but most of them will go when you're in a meta tag, name, and then you give the type of meta tag it is, and then the content for that meta tag. Let's take a look at another one. We're going to do meta, name, keywords. Now this isn't used much anymore by search engines, but I always include it anyway. We'll say HTML5 tutorial, comma, HTML5. And we'll close it out here. Alright. So, with all that set up here, this is the basic setup of a head element or tag for any website. So this should be your starting point every time you build a new web page or website. One thing I want to point out here with description, 160 characters for SEO purposes. I would say no more than 4 keywords. Remember, if your style sheet is in the same directory, it just goes, you don't have to have any information in front of it. If your style sheet is not in the same directory, then use this approach. You can add scripts, styles. If you're going to do a lot of styling, I suggest to make a separate style sheet in your CSS file over here and do it that way instead of clogging up and making your head section too hard to read. If you have any questions, leave a comment on YouTube or our website at wizardtutorial.com, and we'll see you in the next one.